The nonprofit Chicago Journalists Association, one of the city's oldest journalism organizations, is launching CJA News, a training program for young journalists aspiring to the broadcasting field.
Hi, thank you so much for tuning in to CJA News. You know, we wanted to do this because we believe that young people need to be exposed to journalism and to be trained before they actually get out there. We were so lucky to have 4 of the most wonderful students participate in this pilot program, and one of them is right here with me, Jillian. And Jillian, tell them, where are you right now? You just graduated from Medill?
I did. I just graduated from Medill Northwestern, so my master's in health, environment, and science reporting.
Wonderful. These are the type of students we are trying to train, and we thank you for your support.
CJA News is a half-hour lifestyle television program produced over the course of 1 month, with 4 sessions devoted to training young journalists in the art of broadcast news production. CJA recruited 4 recent college journalism graduates to participate in our month-long training program. CJA also solicited local TV broadcast journalists willing to volunteer 2 hours of their time as mentors and instructors for the 4 training sessions. Our mentors were CBS 2 anchor and reporter Suzanne Le Mignot, Business Wire media relations specialist Courtney Sturgeon, who was formerly an on-air reporter and anchor for NBC, ABC, and Fox affiliates, and China Star News anchor Fei Yu. The mission of CJA News is to develop both front-of-the-camera and behind-the-camera broadcast news skills amongst our target student population, while also instilling greater confidence and passion for the field of journalism.
Hi, I'm Jillian Malero. I'm a recent graduate from Medill Northwestern's program in Masters in Journalism. I specialized in health, environment, and science reporting. And I was so excited when CJA offered me the opportunity to get some on-camera experience. I actually went back to school for journalism after I saw Anthony Bourdain on No Reservations. I was so inspired by his authenticity on camera, his ability to tell people stories, and I really just wanted to follow in his footsteps and kind of travel the world the way he traveled. And I'm really hoping I get a chance to do that here.
Hi, I'm Paige Tortorelli. I recently graduated from Northwestern Medill School of Journalism, and right now I've been interning at ABC7 here in Chicago. Throughout my internship, one thing I really wanted to work on was the on-camera side of things. I've worked a lot in the producing and reporting side, and I think that now it's so important to be well-rounded as I go into the broadcast field that CJA News seemed like a really great way to hone on those skills.
Hi, I'm Tony Mazzari. I'm a recent graduate of the University of Illinois at Chicago. I graduated in communications. I focused mainly on social media marketing, but I also studied journalism as well, digital journalism, data journalism. In fact, my journalism professor, Mike Riley, actually recommended me to CJA News, so big thanks to him for introducing me to this program. As far as what I want to do in the future, anything involving social media, being able to get the word out there about different events that are going on, using social media platforms, being able to use blogs, online tools, that sort of thing. And then also the skills that I learned here at CJA News. I think those translate heavily into those types of jobs just because you're learning all these writing skills, you're learning how to speak on camera in case you have to, and that's something I'd really like to do in the future. And also if there's any opportunities for voiceovers in the future, let me know.
Hi, this is Faye from CSN TV. It's my honor to be the mentor of CJA journalist and anchor training. After 4 weeks, all the students made a great progress in news reporting and writing. And tonight they show us a wonderful performance. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Courtney Sturgeon, a mentor with CJA News, and I'd like to say congratulations to all the students here tonight. They've done a wonderful job, and they've also been a great inspiration to me. It's been an honor to work with them at this time in broadcast journalism when there are so many changes. It's great to see students who are coming up not only passionate and committed to helping their communities, but also very skilled and knowledgeable about the journalism industry and the next steps forward. So good luck to you all, and thank you CJA for letting me be a part of this and for supporting our next journalists.
Hi, welcome to CJA News. I'm Tony Mazzari.
And I'm Paige Tortorelli. Thank you for joining us this evening. So Tony, where can you go to see Nicki Minaj, Lady Gaga, and Britney Spears all in one place?
I don't know, but that is one ticket I'd like to buy.
Well, you actually don't have to go that far. There's a performance here here in the South Loop, and Jillian Malero has the story.
You may not expect to see a palace out here on Motor Row, but that's what you'll find when you step inside of Lips, a new drag dining show palace now open on South Michigan Avenue.
Well, Lips here, our goal is for you to walk in, instantly get a smile and leave with a smile. Lips is all about having a good time. If you want to have a good time and you want to have fun, then Lips is for us.
Yvonne LeMay is the founder of Lips. The drag bar and restaurant got its start in New York more than 20 years ago. Since then, Yvonne and partners have brought the business to San Diego, Fort Lauderdale, Atlanta, and now Chicago.
Well, the Chicago Lips location is our biggest one. So I feel like we have a standard to live up to, just because also Chicago is known for theater. So it's bigger costuming, bigger lighting, bigger stage, bigger everything.
Angel LeBaire has performed around the world, but as a Chicago native, she knows what the locals are looking for.
The drag scene in Chicago is very feminine illusion, and I feel like in Chicago you either have the over-the-top costuming or the female illusion. Here we tie everything together.
Lips offers a different show Wednesday through Sunday with 2 back-to-back shows Fridays and Saturdays, plus a gospel brunch on Sundays. For show tune lovers, there's Twisted Broadway. If you like dining with the stars, try Dinner with the Divas. But Friday and Saturday nights are all about glitz and glam.
I would say Wednesdays is obviously more theatrical, the Broadway show, and then the Thursday is very Vegas. So it's all female impersonation. So we're doing like Dolly Parton, we're doing Cher, and we're doing Pink, and we're doing Lady Gaga. And then Friday.
So plan ahead, because reservations are required. Dinner with these queens will cost you a $5 cover charge and a $15 food minimum per person. But where else can you go to have drag royalty serve you? For CJA News, I'm Jillian Malero.
Well, as you just saw, Lips is a wonderful place to visit in Chicago this summertime. As you also saw, it's located in the South Loop neighborhood. And we all know, though, that every neighborhood in Chicago is beautiful during the summertime.
Absolutely, Tony. And you were just at a great location, Navy Pier. How was that?
That's right. Well, let me tell you, a lot has changed since I was a child when I used to go there. Here's what I found.
Navy Pier has often been pictured as being the centerpiece of the Chicago skyline with its famous Ferris wheel and spectacular skyline views. Since the 1990s, after a major renovation that turned it from a municipal pier into a mixed-use entertainment and retail venue, Navy Pier has become one of the top tourist destinations not just for the city of Chicago, but the entire Midwestern United States. Navy Pier sees more than 8 million visitors per year, according to ChooseChicago.com.
In the last few years, a lot of changes have been happening in Navy Pier. A brand new Ferris wheel known as the Centennial Wheel, completely renovated facades and interiors, and now a brand new hotel that is scheduled to open up next year.
But why has this all been happening? Since the early part of this decade, Navy Pier put in place a framework known as the Centennial Vision.
The Centennial Vision is the redevelopment, the second century of Navy Pier. So Navy Pier was founded in 1916, and so in 2016 the centennial celebration and moving into the second century was a redevelopment plan, how to revamp the pier everywhere from public spaces to free programs and events and just other ways to invite guests.
One very noticeable change is the loss of the carnival-style vibe to the pier. It was the kind of place that echoed the traditional American carnival. But that was the Navy Pier of the old days. Gone are the carnival signs and lights, and the red and orange color scheme is a thing of the past.
Navy Pier just wanted to revamp and really create different opportunities in areas of dining, retail, free arts and programming. So we do still have Pier Park where you're able to ride the Centennial Wheel and enjoy other rides and attractions, but really creating other opportunities beyond that.
While the occasional relic can still be found tucked away in some places, Navy Pier has seen a complete makeover. In part, not just to appeal to tourists, but to locals as well.
So as I mentioned, these free arts and programming year-round events, so anything from yoga, fitness, free movies, music, these really attract guests. But then some other redevelopments, we have offshore, the new rooftop bar, so that's been great for locals. What's actually really interesting is more than 60% of Navy Pier guests are from City of Chicago or Chicagoland metropolitan area.
Some of the renovations coincided with Navy Pier's 100-year celebration in 2016, but today the work still continues. Visitors to the pier today will notice construction going on for a brand new hotel right behind me.
Navy Pier is really excited. We are opening a new hotel in summer of 2020. So it's called The Sable at Navy Pier. It's a 7-story, 220-room hotel brought by the Curio Collection by Hilton. So that'll be opening next summer. New place for locals for a staycation, anyone visiting from out of town as well.
Navy Pier has been a part of Chicago for over 100 years, but within that century it's seen a multitude of changes occur. Many of these changes are still happening in preparation for the future of the landmark and is a place that both people from outside of Chicago as well as those in Chicago can enjoy visiting time and time again. Reporting for CJA News, I'm Tony Mazzari.
Wow, it looked like you had a great time at Navy Pier. And as you know, there are a lot of exciting things happening at the pier, like the Air and Water Show.
Yeah, it's a great time and a great event as well. But as we all know, it's a very noisy event too. And even with all the hustle and bustle in the city, all that noise is not very good for our four-legged friends.
Definitely. But luckily, one of our reporters, Jess Rains, actually just went out and talked to a top veterinarian about some tips that can help keep your pets calm during these events.
Plum Animal Hospital is changing the culture for Chicago pet owners. This hospital is the first vet practice within Illinois to become fear-free certified.
But there's a lot of things that we do within our hospital that it's not happening in other places. So we have pheromone diffusers. Pheromones are chemical compounds that cats communicate to other cats with and dogs to other dogs and person to person. And so we have those diffusing within our hospital for cats and dogs. We have a separate, as you walked in today, you saw we have a separate lobby for cats. Cats like to be elevated and off the ground. They don't like to see dogs typically unless they are comfortable living with them. And there are pheromones specific for cats over there and towels that have the pheromones on them to put over the carrier so they can start to relax.
Mark says a solution to decreasing a pet's stress is by replacing it with positive experiences. Pet owners can also give yummy treats as rewards to make their pets happier at home.
Unfortunately, in the past, coming to the veterinary office, a puppy gets vaccines for the first time. They don't understand on the first vaccine what's happening, but by the second vaccine, they feel pain and they look around and associate that pain with being at the veterinary hospital. And so the thing is with dogs and cats and with people even, there's a very small part of the brain called the amygdala. And that's where all the fear memories are stored.
Considering a pet's emotional health is just as important as treating physical aspects. Pet parents can learn to identify body language to determine if your pet is experiencing an uncomfortable situation. Sometimes life is rough for pet parents, but vet visits don't always have to be.
Dr. Natalie Marks tells us why the fear-free method is changing our lives too. Reporting for CJA News, I'm Jessica Rains.
Thousands of people visit Chinatown each year for its cultural shops and the delicious food too.
Absolutely. The food is phenomenal, but behind all these attractions are the people who call this place home.
And Paige, you were in Chinatown recently, and I think you really showed us what it means when they say that home is where the heart is.
I was, and there's so much exciting change going on in Chinatown right now that I think you're really going to be surprised by what I found. When most people think of Chinatown, they think of this iconic gate, or tourists walking through Chinatown Square, or the endless options for bubble tea. But 22,000 people also call Chinatown home.
I lived in Chinatown for about 5 years. Yeah, I moved here like around 2015.
Jennifer Zhang has lived in Chinatown for nearly 5 years after immigrating from Shanghai, China to attend Northwestern University.
The Chicago Chinatown is actually, as far as I know, the only Chinatown in the United States that's actually growing.
Mark Chang, an associate professor of global Asian studies at the University of Illinois Chicago, says Asian Americans are the fastest growing population in the United States, and the immigrant population there is very diverse. Historically, he says less educated Asian immigrants seeking minimum wage jobs occupied Chinatown, but Chinatown faces some major changes.
The impact of gentrification here, as in other areas of Chicago, is that it's pushing out poorer people, it's pushing out the people who have lived in these communities for a long time.
With the rise of gentrification, Chinatown's demographics have seen some changes. Residents like Zhang still enjoy the community and culture Chinatown offers. But Chang says more Asian Americans view it as a tourist destination. Zhang has lived in various parts of Chicago, but she likes being part of a community, while also being close to downtown Chicago.
And also the food is really great. Like we can also just get takeouts and and then the karaoke and then the shops are just so catered to the the Chinese community here.
Chang says as Chinatown becomes a more popular place to live, the surrounding community may transform. Reporting from Chinatown, this is Paige Tortorelli with CJA News.
Boy, Chinatown is a really beautiful area. There's so much that's going on there.
Absolutely. I had a great time there, and after seeing everything we saw tonight, I think I'm going to have a busy weekend ahead of me.
Yeah, I think I am as well. I mean, there's so much around the city to explore, and with how nice the weather's been lately, too. It's the perfect time to get out.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you had a great evening. Thank you for joining us. For CJA News, I'm Paige Tortorelli.
And I'm Tony Mazzari. Hope you have a great night out there.